Seniors over 60. Letting your pet do these 7 things could cause deadly infections and diabetes. Number 1 is letting your dog or cat lick your face or hands. The hidden danger behind a loving gesture. It seems harmless. A little kiss from your dog, a sweet lick from your cat as you rest your hand on the couch. For many older adults, these are cherished moments, symbols of love and loyalty. But if you're over 60, those innocent licks could carry hidden health risks that few people talk about. One of the biggest concerns is a bacterium called Capnocytophaga canamorsis. It's commonly found in the mouths of healthy dogs and cats. Your pet may look perfectly fine, no signs of illness at all. But this bacterium, harmless to them, can be life-threatening to you. How serious is it? Let me tell you about a case reported in BMJ Case Reports. A 70-year-old woman developed sudden confusion, fever, and diarrhea. Within hours, her kidneys began to fail. She hadn't been bitten or scratched, but she had let her dog lick her face. Blood tests later confirmed the presence of Capnocytophaga, transmitted through saliva. You see, as we age, our immune system becomes less responsive. Our skin is thinner. Tiny cracks or dry patches, even if you can't see them, allow bacteria to slip in. And when pathogens like Capnocytophaga enter the bloodstream, they can trigger rapid-onset sepsis, a condition that kills tens of thousands of people every year. And it's not just Capnocytophaga. Pets can also carry Pasteurella, Bartonella henselae, cat scratch disease, and even antibiotic-resistant bacteria like MRSA. These aren't rare horror stories. They're documented infections, and seniors are among the most at risk. So, what should you do? First, don't panic, and don't stop loving your pet. You just need to set smart boundaries. Avoid letting pets lick your face, eyes, mouth, or any broken skin. If it happens accidentally, wash the area with soap and water right away. If you have diabetes, heart disease, or a weakened immune system, be extra cautious. And always take signs like sudden fever, fatigue, or dizziness seriously, especially if they follow close pet contact. The truth is, our pets mean the world to us. And that's exactly why we need to protect ourselves, so we can stay healthy, strong, and continue to enjoy their love for many more years. Number 2 is cleaning pet waste without protection. How a simple chore could quietly endanger your health. If you have a pet, you already know. Cleaning up after them is part of daily life. Whether it's scooping the litter box, picking up poop on a walk, or wiping up an accident. Most seniors do it without thinking. It's quick, it's routine, and often done with bare hands or just a paper towel. But here's the hidden danger. Pet waste can carry serious parasites and bacteria that may not harm your pet, but can cause real health problems for you, especially if you're over 60. Organisms like Toxoplasma gondii, Giardia, and Cryptosporidium are frequently found in cat and dog feces. In younger, healthy people, they may cause mild or short-term illness. But in older adults, they can trigger weeks of diarrhea, fatigue, dehydration, and even more serious complications. Studies show seniors and those with weakened immune systems are at much higher risk for prolonged or severe symptoms. And the risk doesn't just come from direct contact. Microscopic parasite eggs can linger on litter box edges, scoops, trash can lids, and even your clothing. Flushing pet waste without closing the lid. That can release germs into the air, right into your breathing space. So what's the solution? Always wear gloves when handling pet waste, even for quick cleanups. It might seem like overkill, but invisible bacteria and parasites can linger on your hands long after the mess is gone. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and warm water afterward, scrubbing for at least 20 seconds to remove anything gloves might have missed. Keep litter boxes far from kitchens and eating areas, and clean them daily to prevent buildup. Disinfect scoops, trays, and tools regularly, and never dispose of waste in sinks, drains, or anywhere near food prep surfaces. There's a myth that if your pet stays indoors, you're in the clear. But even indoor pets can carry pathogens from contaminated food, dirty litter, household pests, or the occasional insect they hunt. It's not about where your pet goes. It's about what their body releases and how easily germs can travel from paw to surface to you. No need to fear your pet. Just stick to simple habits to stay safe. Number 3 is letting pets sleep in your bed. When comfort at night comes with hidden health risks. It's a habit that brings many seniors comfort, falling asleep with a beloved dog curled at your feet or a purring cat nestled by your side. Pets offer warmth, security, and a deep sense of companionship. For many, it's part of the bedtime routine. But if you're over 60, sharing your bed with your pet could quietly expose you to serious health risks. Here's why. Even healthy-looking pets can carry bacteria, parasites, and fungi in their fur, saliva, and paws. When you share the same sleeping space, often for hours at a time, you're breathing the same air, inhaling shed dander, and potentially being exposed to invisible pathogens on sheets, pillows, and skin. Let's look at the facts. Studies show that pets, especially those who go outdoors or use litter boxes, may carry ringworm, a contagious fungal infection, fleas, ticks, and bacteria like MRSA or Pasteurella multocida. These organisms don't always make your pet sick, but they can make you very sick, especially if your immune system is weakened or your skin is thin and easily scratched, which becomes more common with age. And it's not just theory. A CDC-supported review of zoonotic disease cases found multiple infections linked to close overnight contact between pets and their elderly owners, from bacterial skin infections to gastrointestinal illness. One case involved a senior woman who developed cellulitis after her dog, who shared her bed, unknowingly licked a small wound on her leg overnight. There's also the risk of accidental scratches or bites during sleep, particularly with cats who move unpredictably at night. And parasites like fleas or mites can easily transfer from pet fur to bedding, then to your skin. So, what can you do? First, set a healthy boundary. Keep pets in the room, but off the bed. A pet bed nearby offers comfort without contact. Second, wash bedding often and vacuum mattresses, floors, and rugs to cut down on allergens and germs. Third, keep your pet clean, groomed, and protected against fleas and ticks. Many believe a clean, vaccinated pet is safe to sleep with. But zoonotic diseases can spread through fur and saliva, often before symptoms show, if they show at all. Number 4 is feeding your pet raw meat or animal-based treats. When your pet's trendy diet becomes your hidden health hazard, raw food diets for pets are gaining popularity. You've probably heard claims like, it's more natural, better for digestion, or what animals were meant to eat. And while that may sound appealing, especially if you're trying to do the best for your furry friend, there's a dangerous side most senior pet owners don't see coming. Feeding your dog or cat raw meat, raw eggs, or animal-based treats like pig ears and rawhide might seem harmless. But these items often carry harmful bacteria like Salmonella, Campylobacter, and Listeria. These pathogens can make your pet sick. But more importantly, they can infect you, especially if you're over 60 and more vulnerable to foodborne illness. Here's the risk. Even if your pet shows no signs of illness, they can shed these bacteria in their saliva or feces, contaminating floors, bedding, bowls, and your hands during feeding. In fact, studies have shown that pets fed raw diets are significantly more likely to shed salmonella and other zoonotic bacteria in the home environment. And it doesn't stop there. According to CDC investigations, several outbreaks of pet-related salmonella infections in older adults were directly linked to contaminated raw pet food and animal-based treats. People got sick not by eating the food themselves, but by simply handling it or touching surfaces their pets had licked. In seniors, these infections can cause much more than just an upset stomach. Diarrhea, dehydration, fever, bloodstream infections, and even hospitalization are far more common in adults over 60 with weakened immunity. So, what can you do instead? Stick with cooked, high-quality commercial pet food, or consult your vet for balanced home-cooked options. Avoid feeding raw meat, uncooked eggs, or unpasteurized dairy. Wash hands and surfaces after feeding, even if the food looks clean. Store pet food safely, and don't share dishes. Raw diets may seem healthy, but most vets warn against them. They carry real risks, especially for older or vulnerable people. You can nourish your pet with love and care, without putting your health at risk. Feeding should support both of you, not harm you. Number 5 is allowing pets with diarrhea or illness to roam freely indoors. When your pet's upset stomach puts your entire body at risk. It might seem harmless. Your dog has an off day. Your cat's using the litter box more than usual. You assume it's just a mild stomach bug or maybe something they ate. You let them nap on the couch, wander through the kitchen, maybe even hop into your lap. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. When your pet is sick, especially with diarrhea, they may be spreading harmful bacteria or parasites throughout your living space and directly to you. One of the most overlooked dangers in senior health is exposure to pathogens shed by ill pets. When animals have gastrointestinal infections, they may be carrying Leptospira, Clostridium difficile, Campylobacter, Giardia, or even Salmonella, all of which can survive on surfaces and transmit through casual contact. You don't need to touch feces to get sick. These pathogens can contaminate rugs, furniture, doorknobs, and even your clothing. If your immune system is even slightly compromised, which naturally happens with age, a simple exposure could result in days or even weeks of fatigue, fever, dehydration, or in some cases, organ stress. In one case, I'll never forget, a 74-year-old man was hospitalized with acute kidney strain and diarrhea, only to find out his dog had been sick earlier that week, and no one thought it was connected. It was. Here's what you should do the moment you notice your pet is unwell. Isolate them in one easy-to-clean space, like a laundry room or bathroom. Wear gloves when cleaning up after them and never touch waste, vomit, or bedding with bare hands. Disinfect any surfaces they've touched using pet-safe but effective cleaners. Wash your hands thoroughly, even after brief contact. And most importantly, don't assume it's just a little bug. If your pet is showing signs of illness, contact your vet and monitor your own symptoms closely for at least a few days. As you age, your immune system weakens. What barely affects your pet could leave you sick, dehydrated, or even hospitalized. You wouldn't let a sick friend spread germs. Don't ignore the risks with your pet. Number 6 is visiting petting zoos or farm parks without proper hygiene. How innocent outings can turn into unexpected health threats for seniors. It sounds like a lovely day. Taking your grandkids to a petting zoo, strolling through a farm park, or even feeding goats and lambs at a community fair. But what most people over 60 don't realize is this. Those fun-filled environments can quietly harbor dangerous bacteria that hit older adults much harder and faster. As a doctor, I've seen far too many seniors return from these events with unexpected infections. Not from what they ate, but from what they touched. You see, animals in petting zoos often carry pathogens like E. coli, Campylobacter, Salmonella, and Cryptosporidium, many of which live harmlessly in animals, but can cause serious gastrointestinal illness, fever, and even dehydration or hospitalization in older adults. Here's the part most people miss. These bacteria don't just live in feces. They can cling to fur, snouts, feathers, even on rails, pens, and benches where animals are kept. And when you pet an animal, then scratch your nose or grab a snack, You may be transferring bacteria straight to your body. One 68-year-old woman I treated developed severe diarrhea and cramping after spending just 1 hour feeding animals at a petting zoo. No animal seemed sick, no feces in sight. But the bacteria were already there, on a fence rail, on a feed bucket, and then on her hands. So, if you enjoy these outings, and you should, here's how to do it safely. Avoid touching your face or eating while around animals. Wash your hands immediately after any contact, and again before eating. If there are hand-washing stations, use soap and water, not just sanitizer. Skip holding or feeding baby animals. They shed more bacteria than adults. If you have any cuts, use gloves or avoid petting altogether. If you're immunocompromised or have conditions like diabetes, kidney, or heart issues, it's wise to limit exposure or enjoy pet outings from a safe distance. Kids may bounce back from these germs with just a stomachache. For seniors, the same exposure can mean days of fatigue, a hospital visit, or worse. This isn't overcautious. It's smart. No memory is worth trading for days of illness. Number 7 is ignoring small bites, scratches, or skin breaks. Why even minor pet injuries can turn dangerous after 60. It's easy to overlook. Maybe your cat accidentally scratches your arm while climbing into your lap, or your dog gives you a playful nip that barely breaks the skin. You feel fine. There's no bleeding, so you move on with your day. But for seniors, this is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make. When you're over 60, your body doesn't heal the way it used to. The skin is thinner. Your immune system isn't as quick to respond. And even a small opening can become an open door for bacteria. Here's the danger. Dogs and cats carry naturally occurring bacteria in their mouths and under their claws. Bacteria like Pasteurella, Bartonella henselae, which causes cat scratch disease, and Capnocytophaga canemorsis. These bacteria can lead to skin infections, blood poisoning, and, in severe cases, sepsis, a life-threatening condition where the body turns on itself in response to infection. What's terrifying is that you may not feel anything at first. No pain, no fever, just a small red mark. But in a matter of hours, that can change. I remember one elderly patient who had been scratched by his cat while gardening. He didn't even notice the mark until the next morning. By then, the area was swollen and hot. Within 48 hours, he was hospitalized with a full-blown bloodstream infection. He had no idea the scratch was the cause, until we tested for bacteria common in pets. So how can you protect yourself? Clean any bite or scratch right away. Use warm water and soap, then apply antiseptic. Watch for changes like redness, swelling, or tenderness. If you feel feverish, dizzy, or unusually tired, don't wait. See a doctor immediately. And if you're diabetic or have a condition that affects circulation, you're at even greater risk. Some seniors think it's just a scratch. But I'll tell you what I tell my patients. Your skin may not scream, but your heart might suffer the consequences. There's no need to live in fear of your pet, but there is a need to stay informed. One small scratch can change everything, unless you take action quickly.